Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to another cryptocurrency video. This is going to be your one-stop shop for a market analysis. And we're about halfway through the month of October right now, and Bitcoin just hit another monthly high of $58,000. Now, the reason why this is a little bit strange is because despite Bitcoin in a very clear uptrend here and hitting these new monthly highs, the altcoins are seeing a lot of red in the market. Ethereum being able to hold its own for the most part, still seeing some downside in the past couple of days, but despite Bitcoin hitting a new high day on and day out, the altcoins are suffering just a little bit, and we can see this. While Bitcoin is maybe only 10% from its all-time high, a lot of these altcoins are 25, 30, 50% from their all-time high, and they're still lagging behind Bitcoin for the time being. So what exactly does this mean? Is this a good thing for altcoins? Is this a bad thing for altcoins? Well, I think the answer is this is to be expected. Money typically flows to Bitcoin first and then to altcoins afterwards. A lot of the trading volume that you see on these altcoins are not direct altcoin buys. Any of us and all of us have probably done that. But a lot of the times, money goes into Bitcoin and then from Bitcoin gets diverted into the altcoins. So, is it strange to see this happening? No, I would not say it's strange. It's happened a lot in the history of crypto, where the crypto market is moving in opposite directions. You have the main Bitcoin, which is going up, and then you have a lot of the altcoins, which are, for the most part, taking a little bit of a spill right now. So, let's take just a little bit of a look at Ethereum before we come back to Bitcoin, because I do want to talk about this rising channel that it's in for the time being, and how it's definitely at some resistance. But again, Bitcoin hitting these new monthly highs, and as we can see that Ethereum's still a pretty good ways away. And I want to measure this out because, again, Ethereum has been one of the decent performers in, I would say, the past couple of weeks, but we can see that there is definitely some squeeze happening on both Ethereum, and it's also still happening on Bitcoin. On Ethereum, it's a little bit more obvious as a pennant. Again, we only really have like 2 touch points no matter how you look at this, but towards the resistance, we're seeing sort of the same thing. We are seeing consistent higher swing lows and lower swing highs, which leads me to believe that we are entering into yet another squeeze. Now, going back to this Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin had the pennant. In fact, it actually looked very, very similar to the Ethereum one. The difference here is that what happened? Well, as we are talking about, it broke out, and it broke out to the upside. The trend is your friend, and the crypto market is obviously very bullish. But with all this happening, the Bitcoin pennant broke out to the upside, which leads me to believe that ultimately the Ethereum pennant will also break out to the upside. But let it be known, Bitcoin is at the resistance of this upper channel right now, and Ethereum is at or near the resistance of its upper side of this pennant. That does not mean, or what this does mean is that it could reject here, come back down, touch support, and then break out. So I do want to be a little bit careful and cognizant of this zone, because what this does mean is that Bitcoin's at resistance, Ethereum's at resistance. We are seeing a little bit of a strange situation playing out. We do have the potential for a lower macro swing high on this RSI, which in the short term could just mean a little bit of downside momentum. And of course, the MACD is falling off just a little bit. Now, if Bitcoin is to break out of a channel like this to the upside, this could be a really, really bullish thing. This would probably be one of the most bullish things for Bitcoin. In fact, I think that if it breaks out of this, there's really nothing stopping it from this point from reaching that previous all-time high of $65,000. Again, zooming back in over here, if we want to look at any kind of areas of support or resistance on Bitcoin, my immediate levels are going to be these previous areas of consolidation and its previous high and its last touch point of resistance right around $53,000. Now, the last time around we saw Bitcoin, we had this breakout. We saw the resistance from the previous high. We broke out. We retested it. We had this almost break, hook, and then go formation happening before we shot back up to our main resistance. Now, I really see this playing out in like one of 2 or 3 ways. Number one, we do the exact same thing. We broke out. We used previous resistance right here as support, and then we continue going to the upside. Number two was previous support and previous resistance will continue to be used as support right in this area, right? It makes sense. And maybe we should look at this at a daily. Number three, we break down to a further support on the daily chart, maybe even touch some of the moving averages, all of which I have actually turned off right now. But what this could mean is that Bitcoin maybe wants to come back to one of the daily moving averages, which is just a little bit lower at the upper end of the $40,000 range, probably somewhere between the mid 40s and upper 40s. I'm guessing between 45 and 48,000, ultimately seeing a bounce in this area and then seeing a pretty nice ultimate higher swing low from its previous macro swing low of $40,000. So with this all happening on Bitcoin right now, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? In the end, I don't think that you can really say that this is a good or a bad thing. I think it's definitely clear that Bitcoin is at resistance, but Bitcoin is also clear that it's very bullish. While the altcoins are, for the most part, straying away from Bitcoin, and not following it, so to say, I do think that this does present some decent buying opportunities for these altcoins. Now, there are high performers right now. You have Polkadot, and I believe OMG was another one of them. XRP is still performing very well as well in this market. Shiba Inu, not the biggest fan of it, but it's still performing pretty well. So you do have a couple outliers. For the most part, altcoins down about 3, 4, 5% on the day, depending on which one you're looking at. And Bitcoin sitting up about 3 to 4%. So almost a mirror image. Now, what this doesn't mean is I do believe that this presents opportunity. So I'm kind of waiting to see what happens at this resistance level. Are we going to break out? Are we not going to break out? If we do see a pretty nice pullback, you can expect me to buy more cryptocurrency. I actually layered out of my Bitcoin here, and I would like to take some look at some altcoins on this pullback. Now, again, there's a lot of things to factor in here. Volume looking quite interesting as well. Nothing too much to say there for the most part. Pretty steady climb. Nothing too crazy that I'm seeing. But I am a little bit, again, concerned about some sort of a squeeze and a potential short-term sell-off, in which I think buying the dip is going to be the move for myself, and that's fully what I plan on doing. So that's going to go ahead and round up this video. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did enjoy this content and want to see more like it, consider hitting the like and subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, and drop me a comment in the comment section down below. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't agree with me. I'm interested to hear, and hopefully, again, you did enjoy this ultimately. But that's going to wrap this up. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.